microphone sounds on the camera on this one? Like the little bar, is it going?
Yep.
Ooh! Mana mana dee 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 dee. Mana mana dee 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 dee. Mana mana beep beep dee 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 dee. Is Colleen with us today?
There's no eyeballs. Oh, one eyeball.
One eyeball. We have one Cyclops today. Hi, Colleen. Ooh, I'm recording that. Na 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 na. Dee 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 dee. Here I am. Mana mana dee 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 dee. We're just waiting for people to jump on. We signed on a minute early today. And if you're here with us, what we need to know, please, if you'll let us know, is the microphone scratchy today? Because if it is scratchy, then I'm going to change to a different kind of mic. But I think we solved the problem today. So also, I think Colleen is with us, and she can also tell me every week. Mana mana. She's got the mana mana song. You know, I'm not sure that it is just a Muppet song. For some reason, I thought it was something that was left over from the 50s or early 60s. I guess in the 60s, it could have easily been the Muppet song.
With sound.
Oh, good. No problem with the sound. All right.
Sounds awesome.
Phenomena. I'm dancing. If we're not getting any static, you know, the problem was, people, my friends, someone even had suggested this to me, said, maybe you have a loose wire. And I was like, huh. And I checked the plugs on the camera and on the box and all that, but I didn't bother to check the plug on my transmitter, and it was loose. It wasn't screwed in. So maybe that was a problem. So hopefully we'll get through Tuesday Live today. So, all right, let's see. What does Colleen say? Let's do it. Sound is good. Mana mana dee dee. Okay, welcome everybody to Tuesday Live. I'm so glad that you're here with us today. Busy day in Studio T today because it is also HSN Craft Day. So hopefully some of you had an opportunity starting at midnight last night to enjoy some of the cool things that were featured on HSN. I haven't had any time to watch it. I usually like turn it on while I'm working and kind of peek into what people are doing. So if you've seen some cool things on HSN, please feel free to pop them into the feed if there's something you're loving. Are you loving the TS today? I think it's a diamond press item, which I don't know what the TS might be. I just saw that it was something came across my desk that said DPTS. So I'm assuming it's diamond press, which I love, right? We all love those. They're so quick and easy to use. So let's just jump into what is going on today at Totally Tiffany. It is a $10 Tuesday. So what do we have for $10 today? The Nancy tote, right? If you have not yet purchased your Nancy tote, big savings on that today, normally $16.99. I used my Cricut and cut out our Craft Club logo, a vinyl logo, and put it onto the back. So if you want to personalize your Nancy tote and you like working with vinyl, that is a great way to do it. Now, Nancy is the perfect accessory to your rotating design board. The 9x11 rotating design board fits perfectly into the Nancy tote. I will show you now because I have one right here. So now this and the magnetic design tool are all part of HSN today. There is a bundle. Oh, that was paper on it. There is a bundle on HSN. So holiday road trips right around the corner, right? If you're thinking, oh, I want to be able to color in the car or craft in the car or draw or write or whatever, or maybe you have kids or grandkids that are traveling with you and they want to be able to do some little crafty projects or, like I said, color in the car. Maybe they each need their own Nancy tote with a rotating design board because that is back in stock as well today. I'll just quickly talk about the other things you can do with the rotating design board. One of the best things about the rotating design board is for those of us who like to stamp, especially if you like to get a random pattern when you're stamping, because you can move the board and stamp and really get random as opposed to just trying all that randomness. One of the little tips I would suggest for you for doing something like that is to take just a sticky note, stick it on the back of the card, and then clip it this way so the full edge of the card is exposed. And that way, if you are stamping random, of course, I'm going to use my pink ink here. If you are trying to get a random pattern off the edge, you can do that. I love pink. Did anybody here realize that about me? So you can literally create your own background really simply, lighter, darker, and getting all the way off the edges of your project just by spinning it as you stamp, right? So it makes it really simple to do something like that. But it's also great for things like, well, obviously it's great for coloring because that's what it was designed for. It's great for, it is great for when you add the magnetic tool set. So if you want to line something up, it's great for that. One thing that people ask me about all the time, and I have mine down here, I stand this up on my workspace so I can look at it as I'm working. Now I'm doing it upside down. And I get asked regularly, how do you get your rotating design board to stand up? I just bought this little easel. I should have showed you before I stood it up. I just bought this little easel in the art department, like the frame department at one of the big craft stores. And so it has kind of a squarish bottom. And so regardless of which rotating design board I'm using, both sizes fit in there. So if you're somebody who likes to look straight on at your project, using the rotating design tool is a great way to be able to magnet that up. And then you can add more magnets to it, right? So whatever you want to stick to it, you can use. These are a tiny choking hazard magnet, which is why we don't sell them, but you can buy them from Amazon. If you don't have any small children or animals that are going to eat magnets in your house, these are a great addition to your rotating design board if you need more magnets than just the ruler. So, or if you like to stick flowers around on your desk, you can do that as well. So it's a great tool all around, really easy to use. You can get the whole set on HSN today at a special buy. And then, of course, it all does fit in your Nancy tote, as you can put your rotating design board in there and also a Deborah bag or a Terry bag. So if you've got markers or pencils, again, for coloring, you want to put everything in there for a road trip, that's a great combination. And they all do fit inside the Lois tote. So Lois, if you just need that, $10 today, part of $10 Tuesday on our website. The 8.5 by 11 paper taker is also available. I didn't even think about that, but I will tell you, I don't have any handy because one of the other things on my list to tell you is I'm headed down to scrapbook.com tomorrow to record a bunch of videos for them. So as scrapbook.com is bringing back our whole line of product, as everything comes back in stock, everything will be there for you who like to order from scrapbook.com and get things that way. And I'll be down there doing videos. Scrapbook.com is an awesome company. They're so fun to visit. They take such good care of their visitors. Maybe I'll try and do a little Facebook Live while I'm in there. I should check my list here. Okay. No, scratchy now that you played with it. Don't touch the box, but fine again. Brenna Garcia is Elementals. Good morning. I don't know what that says. Assis ABG Elementals. Good morning, TT crew. Good morning, Brenna. Janet Stark wants to know, when will Spinders be back for purchase? They are on their way to the U.S. warehouse now, and I know that scrapbook.com will have them pretty quickly. We will get them back on the TT site as soon as possible, as soon as they are in. I will do a follow-up ask on those because during our meeting this morning, I usually ask about things that I've been... And I did not ask about Spinders, but I know that it's been a while that they've been out of stock, and I know that they have been on order also for a while. So they should be nearing the port. Lynn Haflett, welcome, Lynn. Lynn bought the Pocket Palooza. Woo woo! If you have never used our pockets, our tab divider pockets, or you're not sure that you're going to like them, HSN has a bundle called Pocket Palooza. It's a great way to test them out. You get one set of each. I think it's 7 different sizes. So it's a perfect way to kind of play with all of them and see which thing, a lot of our things cross over. So if you have 8x8 pockets, they're going to fit in the 8x8 fab file. They're going to fit in the 8x8 paper taker. 6x6 is going to fit in the paper handler, the paper taker, the fab file as well. So it really gives you an opportunity to kind of play with all those pockets, see what you like them for and how you like to work with them. Patricia Myers, I am so excited. The scrap rack is on sale on HSN. Yes, scrap rack on sale on HSN. Also, great bundle, 2 bundles this time. They have the scrap rack starter bundle with the wings, and then they have an expansion bundle as well. So if you are somebody who has been waiting to get that expansion base with the 8 spinders, that is part of the HSN bundle today. Special pricing today as well. Woo, woo. HSN has a $10 shipping day today too, which I know some of you are like, yeah, it used to be $5. It did used to be $5, but still a fill your cart day. So you can place multiple orders throughout the day as you see things, and your shipping fee for the day is going to be one charge of $10. So it's a great day to be shopping on HSN and get those extra values as well as get the special shipping, because normally on HSN you pay by the individual item for shipping. So it's a great day to be back shopping on HSN. Oh, I started talking about Tuesday, $10 Tuesday. So the 8.5x11 paper taker, which I don't have a sample of because Susie and I have been working all morning packing up everything I need to take to scrapbook.com. And that is where my 8.5x11 paper takers are. But you can visit the website and check them out because today they're only $10. Now the 8.5x11 paper taker works great for not only 8.5x11, but also A4 paper, cardstock magazines, any of those things are going to fit in there, no problem. Scrap rack side loader single page. Now this has been a favorite page for years in the scrap rack. And so if you're buying your scrap rack today on HSN and you want to add 12 by 12 pages, the side loader single, I should take this one off actually and kind of show you. This is a heavier, it's one of our specialty pages. It's a heavier pocket. It's going to hold more product, but it loads in and out the side rather than up and from the top, right? So it works as a great little divider as well. But you can see I have this whole project kit in there, so it'll hold a lot of stuff. It also works great for if you have specialty paper like vinyl or like glitter paper. I thought I had some glitter paper in my little example set here of this product. It just adds another layer of protection. I'm going to go this way so you can actually see what's in there. That's a good idea. Should have thought of that before. So whether you're sorting by themes and keeping whole collections of paper in there, or holiday, again, whole collections of paper, specialty papers, damask, vellum, glitter paper, you know, glitter sheds. So you want to keep that contained. Great for holding stencils. I've got 2 stencils in here and the instructions for how to use them. And then of course, awesome as well for storing your flat sheets of vinyl. So a little more rigid and stiff than the super size single. And those are on sale today. Great for project planning. They're just a little bit more beefy. Also, easy to travel with. So if you're someone who likes to have something in your suitcase to collect mementos or whatever, this is a great choice for that as well, to throw it in there. Especially with, like we said, road trip, holiday stuff coming. It's a great way to stay organized if you're doing some kind of holiday travel as well. So that is on special today. Normally $14.99, $10 on $10 Tuesday. Now $10 Tuesday only lasts until the end of the day today. So take advantage of those things. And then the hang and hold cup holder is also on special today. Normally $19.99, it is $10. So if you bought the hang and hold and you did not get the cup holder, this will hold your water bottle or your soda can, but it is also a great accessory for your hang and hold as an additional tool, pen, pencil, marker, bucket as well. So it's a great thing to add. Now, when you're putting your Velcro on, the bucket on the frame, with this one, remember, you don't want to have the Velcro strap going over the attachment part, because this then allows you to hook that onto any of the other pieces of the hang and hold. So you can hang it on the bar. If you're unfamiliar with the hang and hold, this bar is what you link onto your desk. So you can hang it onto the bar just like that. But it'll also hang on the front of the basic bin or the big bin or any of the other accessories on the bar. You don't have to hang it directly on the bar. So it gives you creates even a little bit more space than just the hang and hold. So that is $10 today on $10 Tuesday as well. So those are our 4 $10 Tuesday items. The Nancy tote bag. Boy, if you are part of a craft group and you are looking for Christmas gifts for your crafty pals, the Nancy tote at $10, normally $16.99. That is a great deal. So something you might want to think about for crafty friend gift exchange. 8.5 by 11 paper taker, you're saving almost $5 on that. Scrap rack side loader singles, normally $14.99, $10, and then the hang and hold cup holder. Okay, so that takes care of $10 Tuesday. What else? You asked me about last week, 12 by 12 rotating design board. When will that be back in stock? It is at the dock. It's supposed to be at the website at the warehouse on Thursday. So you may see that back on the website if you've been waiting for the 12 by 12 rotating design board. That's the big sister of the 9 by 11. This as early as this weekend. Let's go back. Hi, Carol Ann Hanley. I use my rotating design board for stamping, coloring, and sometimes as a turntable for my smaller die cutters. Oh, great use, Carol Ann. Minerva Mayberry, you inked up the rotating design board. Does the ink wipe off? Oh, I didn't actually ink up the board. So 2 things I want to share with you. One, this is my painting board. So you can see I've brush painted on it, and I've also spray painted on it. This is normally in the garage. So anytime I'm doing something that I want to spray paint, I'm going to put it on the rotating design board, and that way I can get all the sides by just rotating the board, and I'm terminally impatient. So I never wait for things to dry, and then I try to turn them and I end up with fingerprints or whatever. So this is a great way to do something like that, or decoupage, or cake decorating, or cupcake decorating, anything where you want to turn the project. Now, what's unique for those of you who don't know about the rotating design board is the size of the base. So if you try to rotate something like a Lazy Susan that has the smaller base and you push on the edge, the whole thing kind of tips over, right? Or tips down. Because the base is the same size as the top, when it's flat, even if you push on it when it's off, when it's not right directly over itself, it's not a problem, it's gonna stay. So you can mess up your rotating design board with your inky painty stuff, but if you do that, then you have this texture, right? So anywhere that there's paint on here, especially the brush paint, if I was trying to color, I would have a lump under there. So I do have more than one in the house. That one I let get messed up. This one that I just inked up, I'm sorry, I should have showed you this before. I just clip a piece of paper underneath it, and then whatever I'm inking, it's easy to clean up. You can wipe them down with a damp cloth. So if you did get, I'm all about messing up your art supplies, so don't be afraid to make it messy, but just keep in mind, if you don't wipe it down right away, which you can do, it's just white paint. It's not designed to be resistant to ink or paint or anything like that. Excuse me. So you do want to wipe it down. Speaking of that, I'll close my ink up right now so I don't end up with it everywhere. You can wipe it down with a damp cloth and make it smooth again, but just keep that in mind. You can put a piece of scratch paper underneath it, and then you can just throw the paper away when you're done. You can do several projects on there to do that, but that is how, and that is why I inked off the edge and didn't care about it, and I didn't wipe it down right away. Excuse me. Great question, and I meant to talk about that. All right, what do we have next? Let's see.
Someone is asking, do you still carry the small card size rotating design board?
We do not. It may make a comeback. Yes, I'm assuming that you could hear Susie just said from the feed, someone asked, do we still have the small card makers rotating design board? And we do not have it currently. That doesn't mean it will never come back, but it's not currently available.
Also, somebody asking, is the 12 by 12 design board that I see, is it back in stock?
The 12 by 12 will be back this weekend. So keep your eyes on the website. It should be, it's due at the warehouse on Thursday. So hopefully it'll get in and they'll turn it back on the website. So it'll be there this weekend. If not, definitely by next Tuesday, it should be good to go. I'll keep you updated on that if next Tuesday. Let's see. Patricia Meyer says, how wide is the scrap rack and with the expansion base attached? So the center base of the scrap rack is 15 inches long, 12 inches deep. And then you have the two wings, right? And those add another 11 inches. So when you add another expansion base, you're just adding 15 inches because you're not adding any wingspan, just moving the wings to the outside. So you're going to pick up 15 more inches of length. Excuse me, you can put 8 spinders on when you have the expansion base because you have a little room in the middle where the wing used to go. So now you can get 15 or 16 spinders on a double base unit. The unit itself is going to be 30 inches long, and then you've got wings of 11 inches on either side. If you're unfamiliar with the scrap rack, the wings are raised. So you need a tabletop or table space. Some people use something as small as a TV tray or TV table. So the table needs to be 13 inches by 16 inches to put your base on because your wings can overhang. And then, of course, if you have a double base, then you're going to go 16 inches wide and 30 inches long. But even something like the IKEA cubes, the 4 cubes, which are only like 36 inches long, it doesn't matter that with the wingspan it's longer because the wings are elevated. They don't need any table base to sit on. You just need that base. But 13 inches, you could do it in 12 inches, but it is 12 inches wide by 15 inches long, and then 15, 30, 45. So they just expand out. Some people have multiple. I think we have people who have up to 9 all linked together. Some people, I know there's a gal and her 3 daughters who all craft together, and I think they have 9 going each way back to back. So they all craft in this giant room in the basement, and they all have their own section of scrap rack and then shared scrap rack. It's very amazing. But you can make them as long. We used to say you'll outgrow your house before you outgrow your scrap rack. You'll fill up your house before you can fill up a scrap rack. That was Karen saying, I don't remember, but they grow as big as you have space. I guess that's the bottom line. Brittany Hines says, what about bringing back the craft cart? I miss those, but have seen many and would love to have some. Currently, the craft cart is not on the agenda. However, a little sneak piece of information. I have a meeting at the end of this month with the new product development team. And one of the things that we're talking about is a new remodeled craft cart. So you may see that coming in the next 12 months or so. It's definitely something that's on the list. We've done several versions of it. They're super handy. I'm sure you know, kind of the unique thing about the Totally Tiffany craft cart is that the drawers pull out as opposed to the small craft carts from one of the big box stores where the baskets are stationary. So I'm working on that for you. I have a couple of new ideas. Keep asking. Keep asking, Brittany. Okay, 12 by 12 rotating design board. Oh, I also had a nice chat with Meg this morning about a terrific, Totally Tiffany, terrific event that will be coming soon. Now, it will be something for people on the email list, as are a couple of other events that are coming up. You will get information via email that gives you some super secret code or something. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. That will give you some benefits on the website. So if you haven't signed up for the Totally Tiffany email list, you just go to the website and sign up on the list and make sure that you get the scoop on what's going on and when it's going on. So some cool stuff coming up. You definitely want to be on the list for that. Maybe you have a friend on the list who wants to share information with you. That could also work. Okay. Big Bertha is back in stock. So if you don't know Bertha, she is our biggest slide stash and store box. And she came in and she went out, and now she is back. So if you were in need of Big Bertha, she is available on the website right now as well. So was another question. Nora McDonald asks, I'm currently cataloging my stamp pads and I have pad color charts for everything. But when I was organizing, I realized that I have both daubers and blending tools. Domed foam applicators and replacement foam pads. My question is, how do you store both of these and label them to know what color they are after being used? Currently, I'm storing them with the ink pads in Ziploc bags, so I know what they are, but I would like to get these organized as well. That, my friend Nora, is an excellent question, and I do not have a good solution for it. However, I think that we need a solution for it, right? Because we all have, when Stephanie Bernard had the different shaped, kind of the rectangular shaped mini ink pads, and she had the rectangular shaped dauber pads, they worked great in the Teresa bag because the handle was separate from the pads, and I could tuck the pads in right next to the ink pads between the box and the vinyl on the buddy bag. And it was a great solution for that. And I never thought very far beyond that. But this is great, especially with the blending tools and the life-changing brushes and all the things that we're using stamping. So I do not have a good solution for you in this moment, but you have motivated me to come up with a good solution. So keep your eyes on the prize, Nora, and we will maybe have something coming up for you. Definitely going to be part of our conversation at the end of the month. So your Ziploc bag idea is a great idea for the moment. If you want to store your ink pads separate from your daubers and such, you know, just labeling the bag with the same color, like maybe you're using a Stephanie bag for ink, and then you want to also have your daubers, but I am working on a solution. And it might just have your name on it. Ooh, Nora. Okay, James Radke says, I see all your labeled stickers for cataloging items. I'm just wondering how well they stay on, especially things like glitter glues that you are holding and squeezing and changing that bottle shape. I would be concerned they would pop off sooner than later. Some stickers are great and they stick really well. I've had great results with my Brother label maker with the label, like when I print a label out of that or use that label tape to make stickers on. I've had good results with Avery brand labels. If you've been watching the 12-week Get Organized Challenge, I bought some very inexpensive stickers on Amazon, and they aren't that great. They don't stick very well. They do seem to stick well after, like when I first put them on, they kind of peeled off on the corners. And then after, I don't know, maybe they warmed up or whatever, and I sort of pressed them on. I haven't had any trouble with them or working with them. I've other than the label, because the stickiness of it is poor, I haven't had any trouble with them coming off. And I understand what you're saying, like as you squeeze the bottle. The thin labels, like the ones from the label maker, they just kind of flex with the bottle. There's no like stiffness to them at all. So they stay, like I said, I've not had any trouble with them. I did have trouble with the cheap brand from Amazon, sorry to say. Now, with that said, how long do you need them to stick? How long is it going to take you to work your way through that bottle of glitter glue or that paint or whatever you're labeling? That's going to be a different consideration for everybody, whether you go through those things really quickly or whether they stick around for a while. As you saw in my glitter glue class for the Get Organized Challenge, I had to use a quilting pin to unplug some of mine. So those have obviously been around for a while. So Better Sticker is a better quality. But really the Brother brand, the tape for the Brother printers works really, really great. So, okay. What I need to say though, before I forget, because I'm supposed to say it early on, is remember, if you want to enter today's contest to win that $25 gift certificate for the Totally Tiffany website, you need to put a comment in the feed. So you can just say hello, you can tell us where you're from, which TT products you love, you can ask a question, but if you don't put your name in the feed, then you definitely don't get entered to win. All right, Rebecca Lore says, what storage bag do you recommend for the full 48-piece collection of Spectrum Noir Aqua markers? I do not have a bag that fits 48 markers perfectly. This bag is the Kirsten bag, and this has 58 markers in it. So that means you get to go out and buy 10 more markers to fill your bag. But that is the best solution, because even the Terry bags are tough for, you can cram 24 markers in a Terry bag. They're squeezed in there very tightly. And then you could do 2 Terry bags, but I do not have a 48 marker bag, but it is on my list as well Rebecca. So thanks for asking. I'll add that to our conversation at the end of the month about new products. But the Kirsten Buddy Bag is going to hold 58 of those markers. Helen Co., can you tell us please about the big table you stand behind on Tuesday Lives? Is it from IKEA? No, my big table is from Parks Garage. Actually, my husband built it for me specifically with the, specifically for this purpose. So it's wider than I would normally want in something like this. And it's much taller because I'm always standing behind it. And some of you have noticed that I even have a little platform. So if I've got something tall in front of me, I can get a little bit taller, but it's like one of those Volkswagens at the circus, right? Where like I have this buddy bag and I have this slide stash and store. It holds a ton of stuff underneath and it helps me keep organized with those type of things, but it's not something you can purchase anywhere. It is part of Parks, something from Parks Garage, and as adorable as my husband is, I am truly the only person on the planet that he builds anything for. My mom. He also is building a workbench for my mom. So I guess that's a feather in his cap as well. But now I will tell you one thing. If you get someone to build one for you or you build one for yourself, right? It's just 2x4s and plywood and Formica. I originally bought casters that were too small, and it seems weird, but it wouldn't roll. And then I went to Google, and Google said, whatever the physics are of that I needed bigger casters. And I thought that is probably silly. I can't even imagine why something wouldn't roll that's this big, but what if it's this big? 100% true. I don't know. Somebody out there is a physicist or an engineer, and they could probably tell us. Susie's husband probably knows. He's an engineer. He could probably give us the physics of all of that. But you do need...
You wouldn't want to listen to it.
She says you wouldn't want to listen to him discuss that with you. I might have to ask him now just for fun. But you do want the bigger casters if you're going to build yourself something. My casters do not have brakes on them. Also a mistake, because as Susie will also attest, once we get set up in the morning, she has these little pieces of wood that came out of here that she uses as brakes on my table so that I don't roll into her and the camera. So a little safety first issue there. Okay, let's see. Nancy Lorden. Hi, Nancy. Oh, Nancy had to pop out and order her side loaders and her Nancy bag. So make sure you don't want to miss out on those deals on the website. The side loader, if you have a scrap rack and you've never used them, they're just a great addition. But I was also going to talk quickly about what's included in the scrap rack bundle on HSN. Now, I already packed up my scrap rack to take with me to scrapbook.com tomorrow, but I do have this little page sample so you can see what the pages are like that are coming with the bundle on HSN. So you are getting 10 of each of our 5 most popular page designs. So the supersized single, of course, is our big 12 by 12 pocket. Again, if you're unfamiliar with scrap rack pages, they're 12.5 by 12.5, the footprint of those. So that if you're trying to put something in there that's 12 by 12, it's really easy to put in and out because you have that extra ½ inch of space up and down, left to right. In this particular pocket, I have this 12 by 12. It's actually half of a layout that I made in a class years ago. It's been my demo layout for a long time. And I put it in there to remind myself, to remind you that a lot of times when you go to a scrapbooking event or a class, or maybe now it's been some online, you'll go through and make a layout where they're teaching you different techniques or whatever, but you make the layout. You don't have any pictures chosen for it. And then you file that layout away somewhere weird, right? Or maybe you have a whole section somewhere in your room that's just pre-done layouts. Well, when you need that layout, this one happens to be winter. If you don't remember to go look in your pre-done layouts, you may never use that layout that you worked so hard on or remember those techniques that you use. This one was about using round punches. I think that's how we made our little penguins, if I remember correctly. But what I want to suggest to you is that you take that layout, in this case winter, and put it in winter. Or if you did a layout that was red and hearts, put it in Valentine's Day, put it somewhere, something that looks like it's spring colors or birthday colors, whatever it is, whatever it jogs for you, put it in that section of your 4-section system so that as you're flipping through, excuse me, looking at those things, you'll remember, oh, I did this layout. I can use it now, right? One of the problems with doing layouts also, here's my other personal thing that I stopped doing, taking classes, is we did the whole layout, and then you're supposed to add your photos. Well, inevitably, the photos that you want to put on this layout are going horizontally instead of vertically, right? So you can't really use it. So going forward, I stopped gluing everything together. Like I did all the pieces, and then I would put all the pieces for that layout in one pocket so that I could turn the squares vertically, horizontally, one of each, move things around or whatever. So keep that in mind as you're crafting. You want to store your stuff where it belongs so that you remember that you have it, but you may not want to put it all together, right? Or tack it down. So you're getting 10 of the supersize singles. You're getting 10 of the double extra long. So these are the 12.5 inch by 6.25 inch pockets, and they are great for things like anything that's a long skinny sticker, but especially things like alphabet stickers, any of that kind of stuff are going to fit in there. Maybe you have some projects that are long, skinny, like border projects, that type of thing. Those are all going to fit in there as well. Really common question about scrap rack pockets is how many things can I put in each pocket? So it depends how thick they are. So these are like double thick felt letters. Those are obviously going to take up more space, whereas these are just flat letters, so less space. Chipboard, of course, is thicker than stickers, chipboard stickers. So right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I've got 7 things in this pocket. And again, it just depends on how thick the things are. So less thick, more things in the pocket. But in the years, the scrap rack isn't going to be 19 years old next year. I don't think in 19 years I've ever had to replace a pocket that someone has burst the pocket. We've had to replace pockets because the manufacturer didn't seam them properly down the side, like the customer got it and the seam was missing. So then, of course, it doesn't work. But that's it. So don't be afraid to load up the pockets. It's whatever you're comfortable with. Obviously, one of the goals with the scrap rack is that you can see a lot of your products as you're working with them. So if you load it up too much, then you have a big pile of things to dig through. But I would say my scrap rack usually has, each pocket has somewhere between 3 and 6 items, some facing forward, some facing backwards, so that you can see both sides when you flip the page. Next up, you are getting the 4x4, the 6x6 fabulous 4 pockets. And those, of course, are going to hold all your 6x6 items, anything like stencils, letters, even cardstock. That's some metal embellishments there. You are getting the Fantastic 5. So remember, 5 of each of these designs for a total of 50. And this is in the bundle that's coming from HSN today. The 5x7 or the Fantastic 5 has 4 5x7 pockets and then one little tiny pocket in the middle. So great for pre-done embellishments and dimensional embellishments and that type of thing. These are all kind of the basic sizes of products that we use, right? 4x6, 6x6, 5x7. This one, you can see I have pieces of cardstock in it. So some people don't want to see a pile of things in their scrap rack. And so this is a solution. My good friend Merle France, I don't know if she's on today. It's the first person I ever knew who went through her entire scrap rack and added insert sheets. She used white paper in every pocket, and then she can clearly see what's on the back side, what's on the front side as she flips. She's not looking through a bundle. She only puts 2 things per pocket. So depending on your personality and what works for you, that may be a way to do that as well. So, and then you're going to get 10 of these 6x6 or the 4x6, which are great, of course, for anything that's 4x6. And that's the page, I'll flip this around, that you see me use when I talk about project planning and laying out your scrapbook pages, getting those 12x12 layouts laid out. And then, of course, you're also getting in the HSN bundle a full set of the tab dividers. So that is all what comes with HSN. When I'm talking about things on HSN, I don't get a ton of time to talk, but you're getting the base, the spinders, the wings if you do the starter kit, 50 pages and 5 dividers in that scrap rack bundle today, or expansion bundle. Same page kit, different, whether you get the wings or not is really the difference. The expansion bundle comes with 8 spinders. The starter bundle comes with 7. Another question I get regularly is, why do I have to get the starter bundle? Can't I just buy the expansion bundle and get the extra spinder? No, because you have to have the wings. If you don't have the wings, when you flip your pages on your scrap rack, the whole thing will tip over the end. So you got to have the wings to start with, but all you need is 1 pair of wings, and you can add as many expansion bases as you want to that. Okay, let's see. Tracy Connor says, I like the idea of pre-made layouts in the scrap rack. It makes it really simple and easy to use the things that you've worked so hard on. Olga Vasquez, received my scrap rack last week from CC birthday week order. Now I need more pages. Woo woo. We always need more pages. And here's the thing. Once you get your starter bundle kit, that gives you a good idea of what you use. So you'll find as you're organizing your scrap rack that you have tons of 12x6 stickers, but not so many 4x6 things. And that really gives you an opportunity when you go in to purchase additional pages to know, oh, I need the 6x6 pages, or I need the 12x6 pages, don't need any more of the 4x6 pages. So start working with your scrap rack and figure that out. Now there's a bunch of other page designs also available on the website. And again, as you start working through organizing your scrap rack, you'll think, oh, I need something with little pockets, or I need more bigger pockets. Another thing to consider, a little pocket page, Trader's 12 page, has 12 pockets on it, right? Hence the name Trader's 12. So you probably only need 1 or 2 of those in each section, whereas the supersize single page, you might need 5 or 6 in each section. So keep that in mind, right? That this is only 1 pocket, so it's going to hold 1 set of items, but your Trader's 12 has 12 pockets, so it could hold as many as 48 items in that 1 page if they're small. So you're not going to use those. You might use lots of those depending on what you collect, but keep that in mind that you don't necessarily need the same amount of all the pages once you get started. You'll be able to choose, oh, I'm going to put 2 of these in each section or whatever. Makes it a little bit easier. All right. Teresa Jeffrey says, hello, Tiffany. My favorite TT item is the craft binder. Enjoying today's talk. Sorry, I was reading ahead. Love the craft binder. The craft binder makes it so easy to take just a spinder or 2 with you when you go somewhere. So if you're someone who likes to travel to events, or if you like to pre-plan, you want to keep everything condensed and you're using a scrap rack, the craft binder is a great option for that. And I'm not sure I'm supposed to say this, but I feel like the craft binder is going to be on sale sometime soon. Yeah. So if you're considering one, check them out now. Like, do your research now. There's 2 kinds. There's a plastic one with a zipper, and there's a canvas one. The canvas one holds more spinders and has a tool. The inside of it has tool pockets and loops for taking other things with you. The outside has a big pocket for your paper trimmer. But it's a great way to condense things down. But if you think, oh yeah, I might like to travel with the spinder or 3, pop on the website, do a little bit of research, and keep your eye on those, because I feel like that was mentioned in the meeting today. I can't confirm it, but I that's kind of ringing a little bell for me. So there could be a sale. They could be involved in a sale. Bonnie Block. Hi, Bonnie. Bonnie received her big Bertha and friends yesterday. Can't wait to fill the girls up. Ooh, you're going to love them. I have just been peppering my house with them. Bonnie, they're awesome. Even I did some work in the garage. I'll take a picture of that and get it. I told Parky needs to put a label on it so it looks nicer, but we'll see how that goes. Lois Foster says, what do you recommend for storing glue bottles from Crafter's Companion? I have many of both kinds. I am wondering if you have kind of the big round ones. I'm assuming that those are the ones. And I think that they fit. I'm going to grab one really quickly. Sorry. I'll keep talking so that you don't feel like I could have sent Susie to do this, I guess, but I know exactly where they are because I just had them out. And so I have 2 different kinds, and I'm thinking, let's Susie can watch the feed and tell me if these are the type of glue that you are talking about. Right now, there's two things about organizing anything, or one thing about organizing anything. What kind of crafter are you? Do you always only craft at home? Do you travel with your supplies? Do you do some of each? And that is going to determine which product you want to use to store these in. What are you laughing at, Susie?
Maureen, not laughing. Laugh a lot. We need to create a game for points or drinks, whatever Tiffany says. I'm not supposed to tell you.
Yes, I think so. Okay, so this is Slide Stash and Store box number 2. I'm going to pull some glitter out here.
And then Carol Ann says, yes, folate glue. That's the CC glue.
This is a CC glue. Yep, that's what it is. So they fit great in Slide Stash and Store number 2. And I would guess probably that tape runners will stand up in there if it's full as well. But if you're using these and you craft at home and you want to be able to slide that off your shelf. Now remember, one of the nice things about this product line is that if you have a variety of things like this size that you want to always bring to your workspace, you could bring that whole thing off the shelf and work right out of it before you put it back on the shelf. So that is great for that one. Now, if we're going to talk about something more like a buddy bag that you want to travel with a little bit, this is the Dawn buddy bag. She's too tall. I think Barbara might be the right size for this one. So let me just, she might hold probably 6 or 8 of those in the Barbara. Look at Barb, there she is. You could probably get 6 in Barbara and still have a little bit of space in there for, again, just tape runners, pop dots, that kind of thing. One thing people miss out with the buddy bags is if you have something like this and you've also got something flat like pop dots or foam squares or whatever, you can easily tuck those between the boxes and the plastic, and that keeps them nice and flat, and then everything is contained and ready to go. So if you're traveling with your glue, you may want to use the Barbara buddy bag. If you're staying at home and you've got shelf space, then I would go with the number 2 Slide Stash and Store for things like that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that they're going to fit really nicely in and be accessible. Obviously, something like the die stamp and supply organizer, or I think this is too big for the 4-level stadium arranger. Do you want to try and put that in a 4-level, Susie? But I'm guessing that it's too wide. The 4-level is just shy of 2 inches, and that looks, I don't know, it might. Oh yeah, no, it fits. So you could also put it in the 4-level stadium arranger if you've got. Now, if you look at the pictures, I'm pretty sure this picture is on the website, on the Desk Made product line. I had to pause there for a minute because I need to tell you something else, but Desk Made product line, I believe there is an entire 4-level stadium arranger loaded with adhesives. I'm an adhesive junkie. So in my big tape runner gun, small tape runners, glue bottles, they're all in there. So if you are somebody who always crafts at home and you have space to have those things accessible to you, it's a great way to organize your adhesives and keep them at your fingertips. So, okay, next, oh, I was going over here. Dun, dun, dun. Julie Sharp says, is it possible to buy an apron to cover the front of my craft cart? No. If you're talking about just in like the pocketed aprons that go around, like on the sides and the back, we don't have anything that goes across the front. We did have a clear fronted cover for the craft cart. Those were available on HSN. I'm not sure that they still are. Kind of weird when you look at them online because they have it on the cart and it's clear, so you can't tell that it's on there. So you need to read the description. But if you see something that says Totally Tiffany Craft Cart $16.95, that's probably the cover and not the cart. So if you're looking for that type of cover, that was available on HSN. Don't know if it's still there. But they did have them. Speaking of HSN, they also have the Triangle Traveler today. So if you have been waiting to purchase a Triangle Traveler or you have not seen them, I will show you. Here's what they look like when they come flat to your home. You open this up. They come in all 4 Totally Tiffany colors. And inside there are 3 removable zippered pouches. And then the whole base here is loop fabric, and then these of course have hook fabric on the bottom, so you can fill them with all of your crafty goodies or your cosmetics. And then you've got these tall pockets in the back. I'll show you what they look like, kind of all loaded up. So we were talking earlier about daubers and distressing kits. So this one is, now what's unique about these is they're this little triangle when they're closed up. They have this long string on the back, and that is to control the lean on the back, right? So if you want, the further you want them to lean back when you're opening and using these, the more slack you cut. And if you want it to stand up more, you cut less slack, and then it'll stand up a little bit taller. So everything that you, again, this is like a distressing kit, right? It has a water bottle and some water brushes. Now, if you're using things, storing things like your life-changing brushes in there, you might want to leave your back pockets empty, and then when you're actually using those things, put them in the back pocket so they're standing up. Otherwise, you can transport things in there as well, because when the lid goes over, it holds everything tight also in there. So, like I said, this is all a little distressing kit, but to Nora's points, I don't know what color these actually go with, right? I could write on them on the wooden pegs or clean them each time so that I can use them on anything. But most of us do have daubers that go right with the ink pads that we're using. So, so this little Triangle Traveler is set up as a distressing kit. And then one of the other fun things about these is we buy a lot of the small kits, especially from like We Are. And so you have, so this is all resin pour supplies, right? They're all tucked in here. It's nice and neat. It's ready to go. All the bits and pieces that I need for that resin pour kit from We Are: tablecloth, gloves, stir sticks, cups, resin, hardener, color. All of those things are right here in this little bag. So it makes it easy, again, especially with road trip season coming. If you like to take a little project with you when you go on the road somewhere, this might be the perfect solution for that. Speaking of road trip season, it is also a great thing to fill if you are traveling with children or grandchildren, to fill each of the pockets with little card games or little games that you can play on the road or small toys. And then it's perfect in the car, but also awesome if you're going into a restaurant. You can either pull out one pouch so the kids have something to entertain themselves in the restaurant, or you can take the whole little bag in and have all their little toys and things for the restaurant right there. Easy in, easy out. So it's a great accessory for that. So that also is available on HSN today. And I think we're doing a presentation on that at in the 3 p.m. hour, 3 p.m. Mountain Time. So 2 o'clock Pacific and 5 o'clock Eastern. Woo. What else is going to be on HSN? Well, I'm on a roll. I'm going to be on with Suzanne Runyon tonight during her Suzanne Gets Crafty, which is a Facebook Live class presentation also. And we're going to talk a little bit more about Triangle Travelers, but she's also got a special deal for you on the storage and supply cases. And that is going to be the set of 3. So that's going to be the 2-drawer, the 4-drawer, and the 6-drawer in that bundle. So you have to tune in and see what Suzanne Runyon has planned in terms of specials on that little bundle. So if you are someone who loves the storage and supply cases, and who doesn't, they're awesome, you want to tune in and see what's going on there as well. Actually, I'll be honest with you, they probably are already special priced on HSN right now. So if you're interested in those and know all about them, the number on HSN is 756425, and they will. Susie, could you look that up and see if they have a special price, like hsn.com, 756425, because usually they turn on those special prices long before the show starts or the day before the show.
What's the number again?
756425, storage and supply case bundle. So, okay, let's see. Where did I leave off here? Lee Whitford just purchased another scrap rack bundle from HSN. So that means you're expanding. Congratulations on your expansion. Maureen Bosworth says, we need to create a game. Yes, we need to create a game of points or drinks whenever Tiffany says, I'm not supposed to tell you this, ... I know my poor son, he used to always kind of have a little bit of a stomach ache he would be like, oh, mom. And then he'd get an email like, hey, we're not supposed to be talking about, let Tiffany know we're not supposed to be talking about this. That's all right. Tracy Davis Connor says, do you still craft? I can't imagine you have time. I know some of you already know this, but the first thing I want to say is we all have the same amount of time, right? There's 24 hours in a day. How we spend our time varies. And obviously there are times in our lives when it's easier to spend your time or invest your time crafting than at other times. But that's my little 1 minute lecture there, 1 second lecture. I do still craft. My mother and I started a craft club here in Wickenburg. So that puts me where we constantly try to do new things. So 2 months ago, we did macrame. Last month, we made sock gnomes. This month, we are learning, this month, November, we're learning a Japanese embroidery technique, and we're doing some stenciling. So we're making these little aprons. We've done rock painting. So that kind of puts me into an arena where I have to try something new or something different. And that's kind of our goal. So every month we do try to do things that are different. So I do craft that way. I also do some card making. Matter of fact, I'm having a couple of friends out on Friday to get started on Christmas cards. So do I get to craft as much as I would like, or do I craft as much as I would like? No, but the more and more, or the more focused I get on wanting to do it, the more I'm prioritizing that as well. So it's definitely a matter of that. And, my husband likes to go out and roam around in the woods. A lot of you know that about him. And so that's great for a number of reasons. He really enjoys it, but it also means that I can be out here in the studio doing whatever I want till the wee hours of the morning. So I do still craft, not as much as I would like, but it is something that is rapidly bumping up my list of fun things to do. So I'm even recruiting Susie. I'm going to get her up to the Sassy Crafters Club.
This is bartender.
Yeah, she's going to be the bartender. It's actually called the Sassy Crafters Cocktail Club. So for those people who like to have a little beverage while they're crafting, that's part of our deal. I'll show you our little logo for those of you who didn't see it.
You got me to play golf that way.
I did. Yeah, I convinced her to play golf that way too. So we have our little martini glass has a paintbrush here as the olives thing, and then SC3, which is Sassy Crafters Cocktail Club. It's our little logo for that. So a fun little group. But one of the reasons that I started that was I wanted to put myself in a position where I was prioritizing crafting, because it is I love to work. Most of you know that if you've been following me for a while. I love creating these products. And like Nora, she brought me a problem today that no one else has brought to my attention. It's one of the reasons I love you guys on Tuesdays. And that really, so now I'm all fired up. I'm just, even as I'm talking, I'm thinking, what could I do? How could that work? How would that work? What would be the best solution for this or that? So in that way, I guess I'm crafting a new organization product, but I do enjoy the process. I enjoy all the creative process. I am not by any stretch a fabulous crafter, in terms of, do I make really beautiful, amazing things? No, I'm a very middle of the road crafter, but I do enjoy that a lot. I enjoy the time that I'm spending doing it quite a bit. And I have also, some of you know this, become a crazy cactus gardener. And Susie's nodding. She's like, yes, crazy. And so I have these cactus journals, which are kind of like scrapbooks that are kind of tracing the growth and development of the cactus in my yard. So I'm kind of in that. I'm such a crazy nut about the cactus thing. My husband said, you should be planting cactuses for other people. And so Susie and her husband, Bill, are going to be my first victim. I'm going to plant a little cactus garden in their yard, hopefully, when they're doing their remodel. So I'll let you know how that goes. That would be fun. We might do a little Facebook Live. We might get Bill in.
That's right.
He would be good.
We could have cocktails.
We'd have cocktails. He has a good personality.
Not at 10 in the morning, though.
No, not at 10. We won't be doing it at 10. Maybe at the wrap up when we're all dirty from planting. So, all right, everybody. So I'm going to pick the winner. So if you haven't commented, it's a last minute time to get that in. Just a quick recap. Oh, I should make sure I don't have any more questions before I do that. Dun, dun, dun. Sometimes I flip past my feed so fast. Quick recap. HSN Day today. Scrap Rack Bundles. Triangle Travelers. I'm sorry. Did you find that item, Susie?
Oh,
did you answer me? And I just
I did find it. It is $38.95.
$38.95. Does it look like it's on special? That would be a special price because normally they're like $15 a piece. So yes. So it's already on special. So if you are looking for storage and supply cases, the bundle of 3, the 6-drawer, the 4-drawer, and the 2-drawer on sale on HSN today, 756-425. Scrap Rack Bundles, slides, stash and store or storage and supply cases, Triangle Travelers, rotating design board, all part of the HSN special. Don't forget the $10 Tuesday ends at midnight tonight. Again, your Nancy tote, your 8.5 by 11 paper taker, which has been out of stock for a while. So if you were waiting for that, today's the day to get it because you're going to save by $4.99. Scrap Rack Side Loader Single, a classic, a must-have for your scrap rack. And then, of course, the Hang and Hold Cup Holder, all part of the $10 special today. And I believe if you go to the Totally Tiffany website and click on special, you will see those items. Those items will be listed there for $10 Tuesday. Okay. But Big Bertha is back in stock too. Slide, stash, and store. If you've been waiting for Big Bertha, all of them are back. Actually, so there was a few that went out of stock after the release. All of them are back in stock today. So if you were waiting for another size, they're all back in stock. Also, just Big Bertha was our most popular girl. Okay.
Tiffany, Alicia is asking. She said, "I recently saw Crafty Companion products in Michael's. Are Totally Tiffany products coming to that retailer?"
Woo! Quite possibly. Whoa, but that's an interesting thing. Definitely online. I believe last I heard Michael's was going to pick up the majority of the Totally Tiffany line at michaels.com, and some of those things have already been added to their website as kind of a test market. Like if they do well in the online store, then they'll bring them into the retail store. For those of you who don't know very much about retail, I'll give you a little info on retail so you understand how those decisions are made. With retail, you have a planogram, which is generally a 4-foot section. So when you walk, now you're going to walk into any store and you're going to see that the shelving is usually broken down into 3 or 4-foot sections. Each of those sections is a planogram. It could be part of a big planogram, but and so they generate these little designs of all the pictures of packaging hanging on that. Some of you may have seen something like this when you're in a store that's doing a reset, and then they put them up and they load the shelves. And that is how people who work in retail stores know how to fit everything on the shelves so they get maximum stuff in that minimum space in that planogram. The end caps, also a planogram of the same thing. Generally, they're a standalone item. So one of the challenges with Totally Tiffany products is that, sounds weird, but every inch of space in the planogram has a value assigned to it. So if you look at a planogram of wood stamps, and each little wood stamp is somewhere between $4.99 and $8.99, in that little planogram, in this case, it's usually a shelf. Sometimes it's flat on the wall. There's a certain dollar value represented there, right? So that is one of the challenges with Totally Tiffany products, is that when you get products from me, you know they're big and flat and they take up a ton of planogram space. And some of them are just $6.99 or $7.99, and taking up that whole space is a challenge for retailers because they assign a dollar value to each square inch, basically, which is why we're rolling out everything on the Michaels.com site. And that will give Michaels an opportunity to see how much people like Totally Tiffany, how much they're buying, how many. So one of the things that you can't do with those so much with rubber stamps is you can only put 2 in that little skinny shelf. Well, with Totally Tiffany stuff, you could peg 6, so that multiplies out that space as well, right? This is all, some of you don't care, but there's your little retailer. Susie used to own a retail store, but planning out your space is part of making your business plan. So we're going to roll them out on Michaels.com. We're proposing some end caps to them. So if you want Michaels, I guess the bottom line is, if you want Michaels to have those things accessible to you at your local Michaels, once they're all up and going on the website, we will certainly let you know. And if you support Michaels as a shopping venue, then they're more likely to say, okay, yeah, these will do great in the store. We'll bring them in the store as well. All right, that's probably a longer answer than you wanted, but there's your learn something new for the day. If you've never worked retail, there's your little scoop. All right, I think that's it. Let's talk about a winner. Rhonda Bennett, you are the winner today. She says, whisk and glue, that's what I do. Way to go, Rhonda Bennett. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so Rhonda, you need to reach out to prizes at crafterscompanion.com, prizes with an S at crafterscompanion.com, and tell them you are the winner today, and then we'll get you all hooked up. I think that's it. I will see some of you, maybe all of you, on HSN in the 5 p.m. Eastern hour, which is 3 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. Pacific. And then we have a Craft House show coming up on the 20th, but that's a week away. So I'll see those of you who are taking the Get Organized Challenge, the 12-week challenge, on Monday. And the rest of you I will see next week. So thanks so much for tuning in today.